your ability to travel or discretionary spending goes up significantly. And that's a potential that we saw for the next 10 years. Pandemic 2020, 2021 was an exception. It's a once in a lifetime occurrence that you really come across. And that really created or prompted us to say that the next few years are going to be extremely strong. And not just that, I think there is potential to create more and more players. And it was probably for the first time that a set of professionals got in together to create something in this industry. And I'm sure over a period of the next few years, you will see very many professionals who would like to come and create this. So the underlying factor was the growth potential. And I'm so happy. And like all of us, we were again wrong at estimating the potential because we under forecasted the potential for 22, 23, and as we see 24. And that seems to be a common theme around us in general across the industry. We just end up underestimating the potential, which is what we have done. But we're extremely happy with how things have panned out and the way we have been embraced. And we have reached 20 aircraft now, and pretty soon we will also start the international operations. Because we do have rights to Doha, Kuwait, Jeddah, Riyadh, and Medina now.
You have a smart crew and that is pet friendly. I think that put you, ahead of others. But there's also a question that people ask that every seat is priced, it's ticketed. When you look at the strategy, when you look at the strategy of how you're marketing the airline, where do you see, has it met its purpose? Do you think you need to change that a bit? How would you, going forward, how would you strategize and make sure at least it cuts above the other airlines who are probably doing the similar things now?
So our brand purpose has been to make flying affordable. And I think on that front, we're very happy with the way we have progressed and the way we are building the brand in general. We have had some amazing response on the crew uniform, especially the sneakers, the gender neutral approach that we have taken as an enterprise. I think there's not even a single flight that I've taken where I've had some customer or the other praising the crew about their sneakers and the uniforms that they wear. And we are happy with where we are today. We are happy with what we have achieved today. But we don't want to rest on our laurels. We want to build something strong. We want to build something where each one of you look forwards to travel a brand Akasa. And we really want to create an airline where you can relate to, create an airline that you feel good factor, that you're happy about traveling, and more importantly, ensure that we are one of the most on-time carriers in this country, if not the whole world.
Putting together something perfectly also comes with a challenge when people want to poach the staff. So there are a lot of memes going around, people poaching Akasa or Akasa people going out. Are there any, have you taken any steps to retain them? Any incentives that you've rolled out? How are you looking at the skill force?
So the way I see this industry post-pandemic, and in a way this is also addressing the question that you had earlier on the availability of people in general, right? I think post-COVID, there has been a lot of exodus of people from the industry. I think it's pretty much a doing of post an airline going bust, and then the pandemic, and then another airline going bust. A lot of people have moved away from the industry. That means you have a lot of fresh talent that's coming in with a new mindset, with a new approach altogether, which I think is very good as well. You have existing staff that's moving away. And that is also because post-pandemic, we have been again guilty of not estimating the growth that we can see across. As a result, there is a lack of skilled labor across the industry, and it's not just the airlines. You see the same issue with hotels. You see the same issue with the agencies that are run. Everywhere there is a shortage of skilled manpower, and you will see the rotation continue for a while. And the way you mitigate this is you hire talent, you get fresh minds to do this for you train them, and then you build the future again for the industry. Because let's face it, when we had 40 million passengers traveling way back in 2014, the skill sets were the same. The systems that you used were probably different, but the number of people were limited. We are now close to 160 million. It's gone up 4x in a matter of, I would say, 11 to 12 years. Disregard the 2 years in 10 years. So you will encounter this issue with skilled labor in general. But it's the culture, the employee centricity that you create. It's the transparency that you have with the people in general, and how you embrace people in general is what is going to differentiate you, and wanting people to stay back with you. And I think that's big of difference.
The time's already up, but I'll quickly ask you one last question. We were talking about off stage about how things have changed globally with it, and you said it's an opportunity. It's time for opportunities there, immense opportunities.
So I will go back to what I think the minister mentioned. I think this was about 4 to 6 weeks back, where he said that we want to create India as an aviation hub. And when we say that aviation hub is not just Bombay or Delhi. The aviation hub, we need a hub out of Bombay, we need a hub out of Delhi, we need a hub out of Calcutta, we need a hub out of Ahmedabad. And each one of these at par with some of the best in the east or in the west. And do we have the capability? The answer is an affirmative yes. It just needs intent. It just needs the purpose. And it just needs the ability to think big, in the sense, don't build this keeping in mind that the growth is going to be not more than, or we're not going to hit more than 250 million passengers by 2030. If we think 250 million, then we are going to fail. So the moment we look at how we want to grow, keeping in mind the trajectory that's been shown and the disposable income that's going up and the capacity that's going to come in, I heard somebody talk about every air show being tagged as the India air show and no longer any other airline air show except for the Dubai air show, and I think there was not a single order placed by Indian carriers. But it just goes to the reason why I'm deliberating on this point is we all need to realize that we underestimate the growth potential. We underestimate ourselves as Indians. We underestimate our potential in general. The moment we start getting the right estimates going, and the moment we start seeing this as a huge potential as we get forward, I think we have the potential to be the number 2 in the world very soon. It's a matter of having that self-belief, and it's a matter of demonstrating that through building infrastructure and being well coordinated amongst all the stakeholders. I think that's the key. The moment you have that networking together, and when you have a strong support through the state and the central, which we see on a consistent basis, I think sky's the limit for us. And like we call it, it's your sky, go fly.
Let's hope we keep flying high. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Turning the challenges into opportunities. That was we have learned out of this session, and we'll keep doing that. And sky is definitely not the limit. Ladies and gentlemen, to felicitate our speaker, may I request Navneet ma'am.